apologise. I totally failed at getting you in action footage of the simulations. And that's because the simulations were incredibly intense and there wasn't really a second to do that. Basically, we had, I was one of 3 content bureaus. Each content bureau has 6 teams. 6 teams that went out into the field, World Vision's projects, that were all together getting all different types of content. So pictures, video, vlogs, blogs, written stories, I mean the gamut of communications you can imagine on projects they're seeing. And as the content bureau, our job was to sift through this assortment of content and decide what was worthy of sharing, and in multiple levels. So what was highly valuable, what was okay, maybe need a little bit of work, and what were we likely not to use but we're going to keep on record. And from there it was kind of learning about what the potential could be and what role does an intermediary like having a content bureau play, because having, World Vision is in over 100 countries around the globe, and in many of those countries we have communicators that collate content. And really how overwhelming that could be if those hundreds of communicators are sending through this large amount of content for the fundraising officers to sift through and sort out what to share how. So being on the content bureau meant really trying to define what this intermediary could look like, and it was really great. It taught me a lot about what we should and shouldn't expect from field communicators, and also although the focus had to be on creating the best content possible, I couldn't help but think of distribution. A lot of our content now sits in these hubs that we create that we have to sort through, but I was thinking more around what are the ways and platforms in which we can put content out there that is able to ping people in the different fundraising offices so they're aware of it. Anyway, I don't know if I'm blabbing on or whether any of that makes sense to you. I know that most of my subscribers are not World Vision staff, but for World Vision staff that might make a lot of sense. Feel free to ask me questions. You know my email address if you can spell my ridiculously long name. But on a low note, I actually cracked my tooth tonight. I bit a really hard peanut and my tooth is like cracked in half. And it hasn't completely started hurting yet, but I imagine it will. And everyone has been so sweet and caring and, offering help and advice. And I even had 2 guys from our Australia office go up to the concierge and figure out what hospital I should be going to. But it turns out I'm going to have to get it whacked together tomorrow morning in the ER. It's like totally split in half. It's probably not the thing I wanted, considering tomorrow we're kind of having strategy planning sessions based on the learnings from yesterday. But what can you do? And everyone keeps talking about how awesome Thailand's dental care is. So, maybe if this was going to happen a month down the line in Australia, it would have been more expensive. But anyway, that's another story. And I've blabbed on for way too long. Let me know if you have any questions. And thanks again for watching these vlogs.